What's up, everyone? ODC, that's me here with Soldrum86, and welcome to Tuning Up the Band Wrestling Podcast, where we're going to do our WrestleMania reaction and NXT reaction and review. And we're also going to do some action figure talk, too. So, we just started talking about it, and I was like, we just got to go live because I really, to be honest with you, I don't really know how to grade this WrestleMania.
I know how to grade it.
I don't like it. It's just I don't think I've ever had this tough of a time trying to grade a WrestleMania before. Like usually it's like, okay, it's blatantly obvious. Like last year was horrible. Probably one of the worst I've ever seen in my life. I don't know how to take this one. Because it went like good match, mediocre match, decent match, bad match. I wanted this match to be a little bit longer. Well, I'll get to what I'm saying. Like, I'm just generalizing how I kind of felt throughout the night. I was just like, you know, it's some matches are good, some matches are left me wanting, and I don't. Yeah. I don't know. Like by the end of the night, I just, you know, I didn't care.
And when we get,
it was too long. I think.
Yes, way too long. And when we get to it, there's two matches in particular for me that I wanted more out of. Yeah. I wanted way more out of. There's two matches specifically.
Well, why don't we start with WrestleMania and get that out of the way first, and then we'll go to NXT.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Because I had way more fun watching NXT than I did WrestleMania, I'll be honest with you.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Okay. Let me just bring up my notes.
Which still surprises me, man. NXT, even when they like lose guys, the takeover is just really good to watch.
Yeah, it's
really good to watch. Even if
it's just one of those pay-per-views where you can just sit back, watch, and have a good time. You know,
exactly.
Let me bring up my notes. Did you pick up anything new as far as figures go?
I did order Brutus the Barber Beefcake and Apollo Crews today, so those should be coming sometime next week.
Oh, cool! That's awesome. Awesome. All right, here we go. I pre-ordered that SummerSlam Finn Balor and Mankind.
Oh, I saw that go up today. Yeah.
Yeah, I just pre-ordered the both of them, and then I pre-ordered the Balor Club exclusive.
Does the Mankind is Mr. Sacco cloth or is that
it's cloth?
Plastic.
I'm pretty sure it's
cool.
Cloth.
Cool.
I'm pretty sure it is. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Hopefully I'm not, but I'm pretty sure it's cloth. I mean, the original, what was that? I think that was like Elite 16 or some shit when the other one came out.
Yeah, yeah.
Because this is like a re-release, isn't it? Pretty much like a re-release.
I think it is. Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, all right. From opening. Okay, this is right in order. Perfect. All right. So first match was, which I thought should have been on the card, the Cruiserweight Championship match between Neville and Austin Aries.
Yeah.
This was a good match. I mean, it wasn't. I was actually expecting it to be better, I think, and then it ended up being just good, which is fine. You know what I mean? Like it was a good, solid match. I wish they would have had a little bit more time, maybe 5 or 6 more minutes in the match.
Yeah.
But I
too.
Yeah, I think they handled it pretty well, the both of them. I'm glad Neville went over. That was my prediction.
We got that
Neville would win. We got that one. One of the few. I got all of NXT right, and I did not get all of WrestleMania right.
Because I remember I messaged you. I was like, dude, you got all of them.
I was like, that's never happened. Awesome. It'll probably never happen again either.
Because my girl was sitting next to me, and I'm like, babe, ODC has picked all of them so far. I was like, we'll see like the main event. I was like, I think he's gonna get all of them.
I was hoping 2 for 2. I was hoping for it, but
yeah. But that Neville match, I did hear them saying that the heat, it was really hot and it got to them. So I don't know if that maybe affected the match a little bit, but I still thought it was entertaining. It was good.
Oh yeah, it was a good match.
It definitely should have been on the card.
Yeah, it should have been on the card. What they should have done was put, and I'll retract what I said. The one of the women's titles matches should have been on the pre-show because the way they booked it.
Oh yeah.
I think that's my biggest gripe with this card was not only was it too many matches, not only was it too long, but the way the card was booked was all jacked up.
It was a jumbled mess. I don't think I've ever seen WWE do a card that bad.
It was atrocious.
Even if the pay-per-view was not great, because to me, I would have put the Cruiserweight match to start the show off. Once WrestleMania started, that should have been the first match because you don't have to stop to change the ropes. You would to change it back, but you would already have it, there. And I just
or they could just stop changing the ropes.
Yeah, that
too. They could just stop changing the ropes because it's unnecessary.
Because I just disagree with AJ Styles going first.
Well, we'll get to that. I don't want to So so we both liked this match. Neville went over on Austin Aries. I think this was good for Neville. I felt really bad for Neville last year, missing WrestleMania and busting up his hip or his ankle against Jericho last year. And I mean, I guess he was crying after that, after he busted up his leg last year. He was crying in the ring because he didn't want to miss, the thing that he looked forward to the most. So I think that this was his just due, getting the big win at the big show. And I don't have any problem with it. I think Austin Aries is going to have his day in the sun. He'll probably have his WrestleMania moment. I wouldn't worry about it. And that's really the thing to note about WrestleMania. WrestleMania, it's not about storylines anymore. This is what I've noticed. It's all about just moments. People having a moment and then it going away. You know what I mean? Because it used to be all about storylines, and we don't get that anymore, really. It's few and far between if we get really in-depth storylines that last a year long. You know what I mean? Like, we just don't – that doesn't exist anymore with WWE. They're like the ADD child. You know what I mean? They okay, we're doing this now, and now wait, oh no, we'll stop doing that. Now we're going to do this. It's like can't stay focused. They can't.
You said it perfectly, dude. I couldn't have said it better myself. It's exactly what it is.
But so Neville goes over. Good job, WWE. So far, I'm happy, and I'm 1 for 1. The Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I don't think anyone got this right.
No
one in the history of predictions would have predicted this. I don't think Vegas could have predicted this. So this was a god-awful disaster. I think this match needs to go away. I don't need to see the Battle Royal anymore unless I have top-tier contenders in here with something to fight for, like a WWE title match.
Yes.
This match, I didn't want to watch it. I was like, well, maybe Sami Zayn will win because Big Show and Strowman went out right away.
Yep.
And then
I kind of felt bad for Big Show too.
Yeah, I know. And I was like, well, there's no way. Like, everyone, it was like Sami Zayn. To me, in my mindset, it was like, okay, it's Sami Zayn and everyone else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I didn't see this as like, oh, Dolph Ziggler's going to win. No, not for 1 second did I think that motherfucker was going to win. So it looked like Sami Zayn was going to win. I mean, but you even messed that up.
Yeah.
You put Jinder Mahal as the last guy.
Right.
I mean, WWE, if you're going to troll someone, if you want to troll the fans, at least do it proper. Make Sami Zayn be the last guy that gets eliminated.
Right.
Don't.
Right.
Jinder Mahal? Juicer Mahal, should I call him? That guy his veins are disgusting. I was looking at his veins coming out of his shoulder. It looked like two huge fucking mealworms living inside of his shoulder. It's disgusting. That guy is got to be tested for steroids ASAP. He has got to be tested. There's no way you look that cut up. I'm sorry. It's impossible naturally. I don't care.
I did feel bad. I thought that because this is supposed to be his last WrestleMania, right? He's like retiring soon, isn't he?
This is it. That was it.
I thought that they would at least, if he, because the whole thing with Shaq got canceled. Mm-hmm. I thought that they would at least let him look like a powerhouse one last time in the Royal Rumble before he gets tossed out. Like, he didn't even have to be the last guy in the ring. Mm-hmm. Like you said, I agree with it being like Sami Zayn or somebody, but I felt like he should have been at least maybe the last like 6 guys remaining.
Yeah.
Because they tossed him out so quick. I was like, damn, man, like that's what you give him for his last WrestleMania? Okay.
What they should have done was just have 2 retirement matches since The Undertaker was retired by Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Why didn't you just take Braun Strowman and have him retire the Big Show in a one-on-one, whatever, for opening match or second match in, since you want to have your opening match to get ready for people, have a retirement match, get rid of this Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal shit, and just give that guy his last match. He can ride off into the sunset. And he's also passing the torch on to Braun Strowman, which is going to be the next big guy. So that's what I would have done. I would have just.
I actually like that idea.
Got rid of this. Yeah, because I mean, really, they were kind of teasing feuding each other, so a little bit. I think they had that match, which was actually not bad on Monday Night Raw.
Oh, right.
I was still expecting the ring to implode, but it didn't. But they teased it. So that's that with the pre-show. Nothing special. Mojo Rawley got the win because Gronkowski came in the ring. Well, I don't know. At the same token that this is a pointless match for me, I still think that someone significant should have won it.
Yeah. No, you're right.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Mojo Rawley, what has he done since Zack Ryder's been gone? Nothing. Is he barely on TV?
They keep trying to do certain things with him, though. They're trying to give him a slight push.
Yeah, but this is when I want to go back to saying, if WrestleMania isn't about storylines anymore, and we're not getting in-depth storylines, and we're only getting moments, why does Mojo Rawley deserve a WrestleMania moment? What has he done to deserve one? He hasn't done anything to deserve it. So therefore, if it's not a storyline, I mean, who really has gotten a big pop from winning the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal? Has anyone done anything after it? No.
And speaking of deserving WrestleMania moments, you're right. That's kind of the theme of this entire WrestleMania and how they put so many matches on here.
Yeah.
Like kind of like as a rundown. But yeah, like that's kind of like the whole thing. They just, before it felt like WrestleMania was something that the wrestlers had to quote unquote earn. Only the best of what we're doing right now is going to be at WrestleMania. It was, 8-9 matches at the most. And, it's not about, okay, well, we feel bad, so let's make a multi-person match. And let's make another multi-person match. And let's make, you don't have, like, no.
And you're 100% right, because not everyone belongs at WrestleMania.
Right.
Not everyone deserves a fucking WrestleMania match. You go back to all the other previous WrestleManias, anywhere from, I want to say, because they've been doing this for the last, I would say, 4 or 5 years. You go back to any of the other previous WrestleManias, and you see half the roster's not even on there. It's not like did you ever see fucking Duke the Dumpster Droese win a Memorial Battle Royal in 1995? I don't fucking think so. He wasn't even on the card in 1995.
Right.
So it doesn't even matter. And that's the point I'm trying to make, is that not everyone deserves it.
Yeah.
Sure, everyone busts their ass, but they're not at that next level to be at WrestleMania. Being at WrestleMania, that means that you are special.
Yeah.
So I disagree with giving people a moment for the sake of doing it. Mojo Rawley did nothing to deserve this. This was just a bullshit ploy to get Rob Gronkowski on TV and notoriety through the NFL, which Vince McMahon I find funny because Vince McMahon hates the NFL. But that's neither here nor there.
Right.
All right.
So we got what is it, Dean Ambrose and
Baron
match?
Corbin.
What do you think about that?
You go first.
I thought the match that they had on SmackDown was actually better.
Yes,
the street fight, did you see it?
Yes, it was. It was way better.
I thought that WrestleMania they should have flipped that, dude. Like seriously, because I was pretty much unentertained. I was just waiting for the show to start at that point. Like during that match, I was like, yeah, this is no. But what they did on SmackDown, that's what should have been at WrestleMania, the street fight.
I agree. And there was a lot of botches in that match too. He botched the fucking 6 like almost twice.
Right.
Like, what the hell is going on? It's like and that's what it seemed like. There was a few botches in this. Like I get like people mess up, no big deal. But like there was a lot of botches in this WrestleMania. Like Roman Reigns botched a bunch in his match with the Undertaker. I didn't even watch it, but I heard about it.
Oh, dude, it was bad. I think it was both of their faults, though. There was a tombstone moment. We can get to that with that match.
One guy should have retired 3 years ago, and the other guy can't lift the guy that should have retired 3 years ago. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be a dick to the Undertaker. I understand, like, you know, he's been around for what 27 years wrestling, but you know, to me, it's like just maybe you should have retired when Triple H. You had the Hell in the Cell with Triple H. Maybe you should have done that. That was your time to go out, I think. Trying to see. 1 second. Trying to see if we have any questions or anything like that because I don't want to ignore the chat. I'm not trying to ignore you, chat. Don't worry. Zoropox the Destroyer, or Zorpox the Destroyer. Sorry, I said your name wrong. Apologize. What's up? Clicker Matt, what's up, buddy? Go check out Clicker Matt and all of his live streams, please. Quick plug for Clicker Matt. I did send you, if you're still watching, Matt, I did send you a message back. I know it was like you sent me a message like 4 days ago. I apologize. I'm an idiot. But I did send you a message back. And Zorpox the Destroyer says, I thought Sami Zayn was going over in the Battle Royal. So did I. You know what I mean? He's the only guy that was left in the match that actually deserved to win.
Right.
Right. And yet you jobbed him out again. Okay. Fucking WWE. All right. So Dean Ambrose versus Baron Corbin. Yeah, there's a few botches in this. I remember it being kind of botchy. It seemed like it was kind of thrown together. And then you could tell that on Tuesday they got their shit together.
Yes. Yeah.
Which goes to show you that this should have been a Intercontinental street fight match at WrestleMania instead of it just being a regular match because it already had the symptoms of a street fight from what was going on.
I was getting ready to say that a little bit ago because of everything, the beat down in the back with the, what was it, when he had the crane or, what was it, the forklift was on?
The forklift.
At that point, you turn it into a no disqualification street fight.
Yeah, because it's beyond just I want your title. Now it's I want to end your career. That's what he was trying to do with the forklift. You know what I mean? Like so. Yeah, the street fight on Tuesday was way better. So much better. My lord. So Dean Ambrose ended up winning. I don't agree with this. I'm going to be honest with you. I know they were fishing for Dean to have a big win at WrestleMania. I don't know if this is his big win, though. Is it with the IC title? I think he's better than the IC title, to be honest. He should be going after the WWE title.
Yeah.
He's a main eventer. Keep the guy in the main event status. Stop pushing him back down to the fucking mid card. It's pointless.
Right.
I think this was the big stepping stone for Baron Corbin to win the IC title, and this way Dean can go back up, and Baron can stay where he needs to be at the mid card, and then work his way up to a WWE title reign. I think.
Yeah.
But this made all the sense in the world for Baron to win, and he didn't. And that was my pick. Did we both pick Baron? I think, or did you pick Dean? I think you picked Dean.
Yeah, I picked Dean.
Yeah, you picked Dean. Okay, so I'm not even gonna count. Fuck the battle royal. I'm not counting that as even a. So I'm one for one. Or 1 for 2. Excuse me. Here we go. Okay, so next we had the New Day opened. I don't care. They didn't do anything. There was jokes about Paige again that Big E is hinting at. And he said, "I'm going to pull the lever, and you're gonna." And then they were like, "Whoa, don't say it." That's all Vince McMahon. You could tell. Go out there and make some sexual suggestions. Yeah, that's I like. Tyler Breeze, Fandango, in here. Come here. Fashion police. Now get out. Go to the battle royal. Anyway, all right, enough of that crap. All right, AJ Styles versus Shane McMahon to open WrestleMania. Have at it. Go.
It was. I'll say it was decent. They made Shane look. I'm never gonna back off of this. I think that he should have fought somebody else. I don't think Shane McMahon should have even been fighting at WrestleMania. AJ Styles is just like the more and more I see AJ Styles wrestle, even in that match, the dude is like quickly becoming one of my favorites, like top right now that's wrestling. You know, the dude is awesome. But I mean, yeah, it had some big spots here and there, and you see Shane's punches are terrible. He's still accidentally hitting guys. Did you see like AJ won the fight, but on SmackDown it looked like AJ lost. Did you see his eye?
These are Shane McMahon punches. I hate the fast hands. I hate it. It's like
it looks bad. It doesn't
horrible.
Look good.
It's horrible. Yeah. It's like, bro, first of all, you're throwing punches way too fast.
Yeah.
You gotta you gotta camp it a little bit, you know. You gotta fucking you grab them and then you camp it. This looks like you're a fucking egg beater. You know what I mean? Like
right. I just really don't like the fact that you got a guy that was champ not too long ago starting WrestleMania out. He's not a first match at WrestleMania guy like that.
Yeah, he's either a mid attraction. He's like a mid attraction.
Yeah. If he's not gonna be in the main event, you know, because he doesn't have a title right now, I would have loved for this match to be in the middle, not to start the show.
I agree. I still think that they could have fixed this, and they could have this match really didn't need to exist, and I agree with you. I would have taken Styles out and just made it Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton a triple threat, left it the way it was. It probably would have been a way better fucking match than what it ended up being.
Oh yeah, that pissed me off.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Yeah, some of these matches I just kind of wish weren't not even on the card. Some weren't unnecessary for me. I would have taken AJ, made that a triple threat, and then I would have taken Shane out of the. There's no reason to have him on there. Honestly, the guy's going on 50 years old. He's not getting any younger. He was blown up in the first 2 minutes of the fucking match. He's sweating profusely, fucking. You know, it was like, good God, this guy can barely get back to his fucking feet.
Right.
Why is he on WrestleMania?
Right.
I get he's Shane and he's on there because that's his last name, but fuck, man, just don't force it. You know? Give me the goddamn tag the SmackDown tag team titles on the line. I'd rather see that. Give me a tag team title match if you want to put one in, or just take that match out at all. Period. But
another thing to note too, one reason why this match could have, at least it could have been in a better spot from it being in the middle of the card, is the show was already long. People pop huge for AJ. Imagine everybody kind of getting a little, okay, this is going, and then all of a sudden you hear AJ's music start up. Everybody just loses it. That just was better. That would have been better to me.
Yeah, I agree. Zorpox the Destroyer. We'll get to that just after we get to WrestleMania. I want to talk a little bit about Monday Night Raw too. But we'll get to that as soon as we're done with the WrestleMania review and all that. But I just wanted you to know that I wasn't not looking at the comments. So I mean, this was a decent match. It was not the best match on the card, right. I don't think. To me, at least, I don't know. I know everyone's got a difference of opinion, but I don't think it was the best match. I think it was one of the better matches on the card. But Shane looked sluggish, just like he did last year with Taker. There was a couple that coast to coast spot with AJ trying to do coast to coast to Shane, and then I think he was supposed to get up earlier and he didn't, and it was kind of awkward the way AJ fell. It seemed like Shane was supposed to get up and throw it at him, and he got up too late, and he brought it up, and then AJ kind of like fell on it, almost sat on it, kind of, and he was just like, oh, and he didn't know how to sell it almost, so it looked kind of weird. I don't know. That was a weird spot. There was a couple spots where it didn't seem like Shane knew how to take. I thought he was going to break his fucking neck when he did the Styles Clash to him.
Oh yeah,
because he didn't get his other arm around his AJ's leg. So I was like, oh my god, I don't want to see Yoshitatsu all over again. No. I don't want to see that shit. I don't want to see someone fucking break their goddamn neck, please, tonight. So that was a little bit weird. Shane did take a lot of risks. We all know that. I knew that coming into this. Oh, he's probably going to try the elbow. I knew he was going to miss the elbow when that spot came. What was it? What did he try? A shooting star?
Yeah. He missed.
Yeah, he missed the shooting star. As soon as he missed that shooting star, I was like, oh, this is game over. Because I was telling you, we were talking during this whole pay-per-view, and I was like, I swear to God, if Shane wins, I'm turning WrestleMania off. I said, I'm not going to watch this shit. I'm just not. If Shane goes over on AJ, I'm done. I'm turning it off. I don't need to watch anymore. So, but AJ won. Thank God.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you have anything else to say about this match that you liked or just didn't like?
Nah, it was just decent.
Okay. All right. Moving on then. Kevin Owens defeated Chris Jericho to become the United States champion.
Yeah. This was one of those, when I talked about earlier, I wanted more out of this match.
Yeah.
This is one of them. This is number one out of the two matches that I wanted more out of. This, because of the build-up, because the build-up to it was awesome. Mm-hmm. The storyline, the best friend thing, Kevin Owens turning on Jericho, I really thought more should have happened in this fight. It just felt like it honestly, to me, it felt like a house show match. Mm-hmm. To me, it just felt like I felt more could have been done to play up the whole, we're not best friends anymore. You turned your back on me, blah, blah, blah. You were never my best friend. I feel like there's a way that you got to play that match out. And it just, for me personally, it didn't do it for me at all. Me and my brother was actually texting during this. My brother was watching it too. And I think he beat me to the punch. I looked down and he said, this match is boring. And I was like, dude, I was just getting ready to text you that same thing. I was bored. I was like,
it started off really slow. And then towards the end, I was a little bit more invested. But in the beginning of this match, I don't know. I didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
It didn't like. It just seemed like, I don't know. It was weird. Like a lot of people in these matches on WrestleMania, it didn't seem like they were like into it. It just seemed like they were like, all right, let's go through the motions and let's get the fuck out of here. You know,
Right.
It kind of seemed like that. Like it was like an exhausting day for everyone. It didn't seem like it didn't seem like everyone wanted to be there. You know what I mean? Like I didn't get that emotion that you're supposed to get from wrestlers at WrestleMania. Like Chris Benoit, I know we're not supposed to talk about Chris Benoit because he did what he did. But Chris Benoit was fucking crying at the end of WrestleMania 20.
Yeah.
Crying. Eddie Guerrero crying after he defeated Kurt Angle at WrestleMania. You know what I mean? Like, where is the emotion? Shawn Michaels cried at WrestleMania 12. Where is the emotion?
Yeah.
Show me something natural. Because everything to me seemed robotic, except for the next match that we're going to get to. Well, in a couple matches, we'll get to that.
Me and you talked about this before. I forgot. It was a couple podcasts back, and you were the one who mentioned it, where you was like, at pay-per-views, it's when, especially the main pay-per-views, that's when guys really amp it up. It's a different feel than when you're watching Raw or SmackDown.
Yeah.
It's a completely different feel, and this was one of those matches where it was a typical Raw or SmackDown match. There was nothing to it, and I felt like you do that great buildup, and when that's I guess it's maybe not the conclusion because Jericho's not gone yet, but when that's typically the conclusion because he beat him, got his title. I expected so much more out of that match. That was one of the matches I was wanting to see.
I expected Jericho to beat the shit out of Chris Jericho after the match. Or vice versa. Jericho loses the match, but gets his revenge after. Yes. Throws him through a table, beats the shit out of him, throws the title on him, and walks out. You know what I mean? People are cheering because, that people would have loved that. But, I think Jericho should have got his just due at that match.
Yeah.
I didn't think that he should win the match. I deserved to go to Kevin Owens.
I thought the finish was weak. Speaking of the finish of the match, the finish ended.
Yeah, it just kind of happened, and that was it.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, that's the end of that. All right.
Right. Yeah, man. That was.
And like I said, like I'm not trying to just sit here. We're not trying to sit here and just shit on everything, because some of these Kevin Owens versus Chris Jericho wasn't a bad match, but it wasn't good.
Yeah, it wasn't what it should have been.
Yeah, it's mediocre. I don't really care. I guess the way after the way it ended, I was just like, okay, he pinned him. Now what? Next match? Is that it? Okay. Next match. So we're saying next match. Let's move on to the next match. Raw Women's title. Bayley defeated Charlotte, Sasha, and Nia. Now, I liked the Nia Jax team up spot. It was
they
awesome. Pretty much copy and pasted from the previous night what they did in NXT with Authors of Pain.
Yeah.
So it's not original, and it's been done numerous times before with what DIY and Revival have done to Authors of Pain. But Nia deserved to get eliminated first.
Oh yeah, dude, the crowd is so dead for her, man. I feel bad sometimes. She comes out there and it's like it's nothing. And then I think they cut her music off. Didn't she wasn't even in the ring yet, and didn't Charlotte's music or somebody else's music?
She didn't get after. Well, it is a long walk, and she wasn't walking that fast, I don't blame them for cutting off.
Well, the only reason why I mention that is because I think that same thing happened on Raw. If I'm not mistaken, they were doing that thing where everybody was coming down to the ring, and maybe she started talking. Maybe she started talking. I think she had a microphone. Never mind. But I just thought that was everybody else pretty much got their full.
Yeah, and they done fucked it up. They done fucked it up They done fucked it up, and I'll explain why I think they fucked it up. And because this was completely unnecessary. Nia Jax gets pinned by all three women, which was fucking hilarious, by the way.
Yeah.
Seeing all of them dive on top of each other like a stack of pancakes. That was funny. Sasha should have been the last eliminated.
Yes, I thought it should have been like that too.
Because it would have been a good tease for SummerSlam. Because, I mean, hell, you could have went this route. You could have went, let's say, Charlotte gets beat by Sasha, okay? Mm-hmm. She taps out or whatever, however you want to do the finish. Charlotte gets eliminated next. Charlotte then, or Sasha and Bayley, Charlotte rolls out to the outside. Sasha and Bayley are face-to-face. They go at it for just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. And then this is your end. Charlotte interferes in the match. She Cole cocks Sasha for getting payback for eliminating her from the match.
Mm-hmm.
Bayley, unknowingly, takes advantage of it and belly to Bayley, pins Sasha, end of match, if that's the way you want to do. Now, a lot of this match reminded me a lot of WrestleMania 2000, but without all the 10,000 interferences.
Yeah.
I think this was one match that would have benefited from a interference from someone that was eliminated, as opposed to if someone was outside the match, like a manager or something like that. Yeah. But I mean, Bayley won. She pinned Charlotte, I think, or did she make her tap out? I can't remember.
She pinned her. She did the Macho Man elbow drop.
Oh, the elbow. Yeah. Okay. That's right. Can't remember everything, folks.
Yeah, this match, I actually did. This was like the first. I think this was the first match on the card that I was like, yeah, I was entertained.
Yeah.
Things like you said should have happened differently. I do wish that it was, because I was expecting it to be between Sasha and Bayley last, and Bayley getting the win, of course. But and I also wanted when Charlotte said, "Okay, you two fight," when she left the ring, I thought she should have stayed away a little bit longer because she got back into the thick of things real quick.
See, this is lack of ring psychology on Sasha's part, on Bayley's part, and on Charlotte Flair's part. If Charlotte, you're two baby faces. If a heel tells you guys fight, why the fuck would you listen to this idiot? I would have been like, no, let's go whoop her ass and run right out of the ring, grab her, beat the shit out of her, throw her back in the ring, bam, 1, 2, 3, you're like, get the fuck out of here, Charlotte. Enough is enough. That's what I would do if I was a babyface. I'd be like, I'd look at the other babyface, I'd be like, let's go whoop this dude's ass.
Right.
You want to tell me to fight while you sit outside? I'm not stupid. No, I know what you're trying to do. Boom, you're eliminated. That's ring psychology. I mean, you have to. It sometimes feels like modern day wrestlers, they don't have that. And I don't want to call. I'm not calling anyone stupid. That's not what I'm calling. They lack the awareness in the ring of what they are supposed to do as a person or a character in a situation that probably was not planned. By the way, it didn't seem like when Charlotte was saying, "You guys go at it." It was kind of that awkwardness where they were like, wait, did we just mess up a spot here? It seemed like they messed up some sort of spot that they had planned.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe Nia was supposed to hit Charlotte after because then they started feuding the next night on Raw. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Something was supposed to happen there and it didn't, and it felt weird. The other thing that was odd was the botch spot. Charlotte yet botching again. Charlotte grabs the middle turnbuckle and doesn't rip the fucking pad off. What the hell are you doing? And the stupidest thing about it is that she went to rip it off, started pulling at it, and then she was just like, fuck it. And just left it. It's like, no, just rip it off. Don't just sit there and go, fuck it. You're messing up the finish.
Right.
And then you got fucking, who was it, Byron Saxton or one of those morons saying, or David O'Tongue. No, it was Byron Saxton. He goes, "Well, Sasha's head hit that exposed turnbuckle." I'm like, "What fucking exposed turnbuckle? She hit the fucking turnbuckle pad, idiot! What are you, blind?"
Like she just made it loose. It wasn't even off the, to where the metal is showing in it. Like, yeah.
And Byron Saxton's so stupid. He's still calling the spot like it's an actual spot. He should have just pulled a Corey Graves and pointed out the obvious, which was, well, maybe she didn't get all of the turnbuckle, but she got enough. Say something like that.
Yeah.
God, he's such an idiot. That guy. That guy is a fucking idiot. I don't care. I don't care who's telling him what to say in the back. You should know goddamn well if you say some dumb shit like that, it doesn't add up. Okay, I'm sorry. It's just common sense. But anyway, done with that rant. So Bayley won. It was entertaining. Charlotte did a fantastic corkscrew moonsault. I almost shit my pants when she did that.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Holy shit! I was like, I think she did that before in NXT. I think she might have done it like once or twice.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Anyway, but that was cool. I mean, the match was entertaining. Botches and awkward moments, and I don't know. It was a decent match. Like I said, middle of the pack match. Nothing too crazy. All right. The highlight of the night.
The Hardys? Was that the next one?
The Fatal Four. Well, it was a triple threat, but the Fatal Four-Way ladder match for the Raw Tag Team titles. The Broken Ones, the Hardys.
The way that they teased that when New Day came out in their wrestling gear, making it seem like it was going to be them, I was really waiting for them to say the New Day is like entering in this match, just because a lot of people felt they should have been on the card and not hosting. So I'm thinking like, oh, they're getting ready to, and then to have the Hardy Boys come out, man, dude,
biggest pop of the night.
Yeah, that
I have not heard a pop like that probably in 5 to 6 years.
My brother texted me the same thing. He's like, these are the kind of pops from the crowd that I'm missing.
Yeah, like I mean, you go back and what was it? One of my favorite pops, my largest pops was when Kane returned in 2000 on Monday Night Raw. That and I think Jericho. Jericho was a huge. Oh my god, when Jericho debuted, it was insane. That pop.
Yeah.
So loud. We just don't get that anymore. We really don't. And this was one of those, like, some people I think speculated towards them coming because I know that they were in Orlando for the Ring of Honor show.
Yeah.
But I don't think anyone really fully believed that they were going to just show up for WrestleMania. You know what I mean?
Right.
And they did, and it was awesome. And kudos to the WWE for doing that. But at that same token, you gave us the Hardy Boys and not the Broken Hardys. So it's bittersweet, I guess, at the end. But, the Hardys won the tag team titles. They were deserving. I'll be honest with you. This entire match, I enjoyed the whole thing.
Yeah.
Jeff Hardy is still out of his fucking mind, by the way.
Yep. Yes, he do. That's what I was just getting ready to say. I was like, God, as old as these guys are, they were still wrestling the same way. And I was impressed. Like as soon as he got on that big tall ladder, I was like, oh my gosh. Like, I think he's done that before, hasn't he?
Oh yeah.
Like
I don't think it was one that tall. I think it might have been like one of the tall ones like in 2000 in WrestleMania 2000.
Yeah.
But I've never seen him do it on two people on top of two ladders.
Right.
Which is completely insane for a 40-year-old guy to be doing swantons on top of two guys through a fucking ladder.
Right.
And the one ladder didn't break, so I was worried about his neck. I was like, oh god, he's gonna land on his fucking neck. And then here we go with the neck thing again. But it was a good match. I think this was one of the best matches on the card.
Easily.
And not just because the Hardys returned. I thought it was a decent match. I would have liked it to go maybe 5 more minutes, this match.
Yes, I agree.
maybe 5 more minutes. But I'm not going to take that away from this match because it was good overall. Everyone got their shit in. And I think it was done last minute. So for the fact that they just got the Hardy Boys in and they were still under contract with Ring of Honor and they're still fighting those dickheads. Fuck that owl, by the way. Fuck you, Impact Wrestling. I hate that. I fuck TNA. Fuck TNA, by the way.
ODC was called a spot, though. In this match, remember when we did our predictions, you said when we thought it was just going to be the triple threat and, we didn't know about any surprises, you said that Big Cass would put Enzo on his shoulders and walk him, and they were doing that. I was like, oh, my God.
I knew that was going to happen. I knew it. I knew that was going to happen.
I was like, damn.
I thought they were actually going to win for a second. I was like, but then, something told me, I was like, there's no fucking way the Hardys don't walk out of here with a fucking win. That would just be – the crowd a riot would ensue, I think, if that happened. But I've never heard a pop like that. Not at least in the last 5 years like that. That was insane. I think that trumped Seth Rollins cashing in. That moment right there trumped it. And that was a good moment, too, for him. But Hardy Boys won. Matt went up and got the titles while Jeff almost killed himself, as usual. Typical Hardys, You could tell that Matt is trying to become a little bit more technical now since he's a lot older, and Jeff's still like, I'm 20 years old. I'm gonna go jump off a 20-foot ladder onto some ladders. Why not? I'll have my ladder with a couple of ladders, please. That's how he orders his food. All right. That was a bad joke. Badjokes.com. So hold on, let me check the chat and see if anyone's asking anything. No? Okay. All right. Oh, wait. Oh, nope. We got one. Hold on. Delete. TNA's good back in the day. Yeah, back in the early 2000s, sure. Early to mids when Kurt Angle was there and in his prime still. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They were good. I'm talking right now. The reason why I'm saying fuck that owl is because the shit that they're trying to pull with the Hardys, suing them, and then trying to copyright Rebby's father's name. Like, they're doing some shitty stuff. Just look it up. You guys can see it for yourselves. Fuck TNA. Fuck Jeff Jarrett. Fuck all those dudes. Fuck them. Otunga is worse than Byron Saxton, but Byron Saxton is AIDS to my eyes. They're both equally bad. Like, if they could ever I hope, thank God they can never breed together, those two, and actually spawn a child, because it would be the most boring child on the face of the earth. All right. Anyway, moving on. Enough with the insults. John Cena and Nikki Bella defeat The Miz and Maurice.
Okay, you know what? Make that 3 matches. I wanted more from this match.
I wanted less.
Oh
from
my
this match.
God!
I wanted so much less. I wanted so much less. I didn't want it to be on the card. That's how much less I didn't want.
Again, this was another thing though where I can accept John and Nikki winning, because a lot of people, even though I wanted Miz and Maurice to win, we all knew that John and Nikki would win. Mm-hmm. But it was nothing. And then when the Miz was in the ring with Cena, he just kept getting pops from the crowd, and it was so rushed. It was like, why was this even? Why?
I mean, the build for it was good. The build for this was good.
Yeah, the build for it was good.
And that's all Miz and Maurice. For once, and I'll admit this because I don't like John Cena. I still don't like John Cena, and it's not for the dumb reasons that most people don't like John Cena. I'm not going to get into all that. But I don't like John Cena because he doesn't have a character. He has 0 character. And why am I watching? It's like reading a comic book and reading the most bland comic book for the last 10 years. Okay? That's what John Cena is. He's the most bland comic book you'll ever read. Okay. Anyway, this was all of this build was credited to Miz and Maurice because they were there to build on this feud. John Cena did one fucking promo during this entire feud, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And he wouldn't let Miz have the last word.
Yeah.
So what ended up happening? Karma is a fucking bitch. In this match, though Miz and Maurice may have lost the match, they won all of the fans over.
Yeah.
They won every single fan over. And like I said if John Cena and Nikki Bella win, and which I predicted them to win, I said it will validate him proposing to Nikki will validate everything that they said. Yep. Every single word. Robotic, fake, do it for the camera. To me, I don't know. Some people feel differently, but to me, I'm just speaking off my personal preference.
Mm-hmm.
To make something feel special and organic, if you're going to propose to someone, you do it privately. I get what they were trying to do, and this is the WWE, and I get it, but this doesn't feel natural to me, and this is why it validates Miz and Maurice, and why the point I'm trying to make on this is the fact that they are a Hollywood couple, John Cena and Nikki Bella. They do a lot of stuff for the camera. I'm sure that if this is a real engagement, which I think it has to be at this point, John probably proposed to Nikki beforehand.
Oh, I think he did, because
they added this in after.
He did, because one of the things for me, like the internet is everywhere, and if you're any kind of celebrity, you're all over social media. The one thing that kept popping up on everything was John Cena's going to propose to Nikki at WrestleMania. So it's like that kind of ruins the whole surprise, So yeah, so I agree. I think you're right. I think this proposal happened off camera, but they did it, and I'll give Nikki her credit. She actually did a pretty good job, somewhat acting like it was a surprise and everything. But I don't know how that information got leaked out, but when that type of information gets leaked out, and it was like week after week, that was the thing. No surprise after that. She knows.
Exactly. It was no surprise, and the fact that there was no surprise behind it. It wasn't like what they wanted to do was Macho Man and Elizabeth style.
Yes.
That's what they wanted, but I mean, you can't get away with that shit anymore. Especially with the internet now, it's tough to do that. So I get it, but still, I don't think right now was the right time to do it. And part of me wants to think that the whole total Bellas, total divas bullshit that John Cena, is his house rules and this and that, and he wouldn't marry Nikki, and he made her sign a fucking relationship agreement. A lot of that has got to be storyline. A lot of that.
I think it is.
No fucking human being. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care how famous you are. Acts that over the top.
Yeah.
So I think maybe a part of that is John Cena's real person, but I think a lot of that maybe he's laughing at it behind the scenes. And
behind the
scenes,
show.
It's a show. I mean, John Cena's not dumb. It's a fucking show, and he knows what he's doing on the show.
Exactly.
So he's giving off a character. It's just a different side of John Cena's character. That's all I think that is. So, but it does validate everything Ms. and Maurice have said about their characters. I don't mean them as people. I mean them as characters. So the Miz and Maurice not only won over the crowd, but they also won proving a point. So but Cena, like you said, the proposal, people were booing the fuck out of this. By the way,
that was awkward.
But that's what you get.
Awkward.
But that's what you get, and they both knew it was going to happen. So, but I do have to give John Cena credit here. I do have to give him credit for really selling for The Miz. I mean, The Miz was kicking his ass for the majority of this match until the very end.
Yeah.
And it was a short I don't even mind that it was short. I kind of glad that they let Miz have his time. They let Maryse have her spot where she pulled Nikki down off the apron and talking shit to her and this, that, and the other thing. I like that they gave them their spots. They gave them their moment to shine. The crowd was fucking loving the Miz.
Yeah.
They were going. No, he was eating it up too. He was like, yeah, come on, more, yes. He was doing like all that stuff. He was loving it. You could tell he was having a legitimate good time.
Yeah.
But yeah, this wasn't anything I really cared to see though. At the end of the day, wasn't important. Wasn't looking forward to it. Like I said, the build was good for it, and that's about it. So, all right, next. Seth Rollins defeated Triple H in a non-sanctioned match. Thoughts?
And this was the third match that I wanted more out of. I thought it started good and it lost its steam for me so fast. The ending, I did like the ending with Stephanie going through the table, but everything before that, like I want to say midway through the match, I was like, there's just, and I don't know if they didn't do a lot because of Seth's knee. I don't know if that played into it or not, but I just felt like I even like both of their entrances were awesome. But in the match started out, I was into it, and then after like the halfway mark, I was like, all right, kind of over it now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, for me, they didn't do enough. I felt like I wanted more with weapons, I guess, too. I wanted a little bit more weapon-wise, non-sanctioned match. They should have did more.
Yeah, it was missing some things. The problem with this match, now I think this is one of the better matches of the night. I think this is because there's really not much to compare to. I still think this is one of the best matches of the night. It started off really slow, and I was like, me and my wife were like, boy, this is putting me to sleep. It was really slow because Seth seemed like he was going at things a little bit slow, but by the middle towards the end of the match, like he really picked it up. And I was starting to get worried about his fucking leg because he's doing flip shit. And I'm like, bro, you need to chill a little bit. you need to calm down. Like you just blew out your leg, the same leg twice. Like, don't go blowing your shit out in your big match, please. So, at certain spots that he did, I was legitimately kind of worried.
I was worried, but he sold it good when he did the same move that hurt his knee the first time. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, that was good. He's definitely good. Seth's pretty good at selling injuries and stuff like that, I think. He's pretty solid at doing that. I like this match. I like the ending. I thought, Stephanie going through a fucking table is just awesome. It's just making the crowd. That's just making the crowd fucking happier than hell. And it also gives her a reason to take a nice, because you know how the McMahons like to take a break after WrestleMania. Yeah. It gives her a reason to go take a vacation, go enjoy the world, live your life a little bit. You went through a table, have a nice time on your vacation. And now we don't have to see Triple H for a while. He can focus on NXT and he is the vice president of talent relations now, so he's handling a lot. Yeah. So I thought this was a good match. It needed more tables, like you said. It needed more chairs, like you said. Yeah. I did like Triple H's facial expression when he took the fucking sledgehammer out.
Oh yeah,
It was like he looked at that sledgehammer like it was a cross between seeing his a longtime girlfriend that's like I don't know, like super hot, and you're like, whoa. And it was a cross between that and just like about to orgasm. I don't know. It was like the strangest look I've ever seen someone, like the most excited, enthralled look I've ever seen a man looking at a sledgehammer. But that was hilarious. I liked the ring psychology that they did have here. I guess I didn't mind that it was a little bit slow because we all know Triple H's style. He's slow. He likes to wear you down. He does a lot of fucking rest holds and shit now, especially him being older. So But I'll be honest here. I think this and the tag team match were the best matches of the night. I would put AJ and Shane just underneath those two.
Mm-hmm.
But I liked this match. I did. It was a little slow, but I liked it.
And I guess it's not. I mean, I guess it's not so much even the slow pace. There was just nothing exciting for him. You know what I mean? Like I guess excitement wise, there was just nothing there. It's not really so much the match was like slow, but again, it was just I wanted it to be a straight up brawl at least one point in the match, just it gets crazy, and it just didn't do that.
I think what you were expecting was SummerSlam 2002.
Yeah,
you were expecting Shawn Michaels versus Triple H. I think a lot of this has to do with his knee still being hurt, though. I'm willing to give it a pass on that. I don't think he was able to do the exact things that he wanted to do. I know he did do a Phoenix Splash, so I mean he still tried. I just think that he's still rehabbing here, and I think that I don't even think he should be at WrestleMania. To be honest with you, I think he should still be rehabbing, but that's just me. I don't know. I think this was one of the better matches of the night, because we're about to get into 4 matches that are just very.
Yeah.
Woo! It's like one turd after the other, you know.
Yep.
It's like, oh, here, sniff this turd. Oh God, I want to smell that ever again. They're like, oh, here, sniff what's in this mystery box. Oh God, that smells like shit. That smells like shit and vomit. And then it's like, here, sniff this box. And it's like, oh God, it smells like a dead baby or something. You know, it just kept progressively getting a little bit worse.
Yeah.
Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt. This match was just, it was not good.
No. It was,
This match didn't make a lick of sense as far as endings, ring psychology, nothing.
Yep.
I liked. See, now didn't I call it? I said they're going to do some sort of gimmick here.
Yeah.
I called that shit. I had a different view on what I would have done, but they did this projection screen with the maggots and
maggots.
The whatever flies or whatever the hell it was. Which I thought was pretty cool, but it didn't have the effect on Randy Orton that I was expecting. Like, Randy Orton should be creeped out and like, what the hell is this? And like, to me, I think they should have saved that. Now, this would have worked so much better for a finish. You know, Bray is maybe getting his ass kicked, and then he calls upon the power of
Exact, dude.
And then we get one projection screen with a bunch of creepy shit happening, like a montage.
Exactly.
And then, you know, Randy Orton's like, "What the fuck just happened?" Sister Abigail, done.
You said it. That's exactly. I kid you not. That's exactly after the match happened. What you just said was how I was thinking it should have been. It should have been Bray just kind of. You're thinking, wow, Randy Orton is really getting the best of him. Starts happening. And then you have Bray win that match, man.
You have to.
And I know we're not talking about SmackDown, but did you see the crowd was booing the hell out of Randy Orton? They didn't like that. The fans were like, what the hell? You built Bray Wyatt up for nothing.
For nothing. You jobbed him out. He's a transitional champion. He's Mick Foley, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, all due respect to Mick Foley and what he's accomplished, but he's still a fucking transitional fucking champion.
Yeah.
He never had a real run.
Like that.
That was Triple H's title. We all knew it.
Like that really sucked, man. Because Bray, even the way the match went, Bray should have won that. The way that the match was even just going what they had already set up, I was even thinking, I was like, okay, Bray's gonna get this.
Yeah,
and then when I thought too. And the way Orton won, and how I was like,
it was awkward.
Man, that was
really fucking awkward.
Yeah,
how he won. He rolls him back in the ring. He gets up, RKO, and 1, 2, 3. I'm like, that's it.
That's how you. Yeah. Okay,
After all of that shit, 3 times we get the match interrupted with fucking images of bullshit that means nothing, that we don't understand.
Yeah.
And then that's how you end it? At least give Bray the win. It would have made more sense psychology-wise. That made no sense. It made Bray Wyatt yet again look like a fucking idiot at WrestleMania, jobbing him out. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
B, it made everything that he tried to win that match, made him look like a fucking buffoon. It depowered him as a gimmick.
Right.
As a gimmick type character like The Undertaker. Because every time The Undertaker pulled some shit like that, he got the advantage and he would win.
He would win, exactly.
Lights go out, he shows up behind you. And even on SmackDown, they tried pulling that shit where Bray was behind Randy Orton, and then Randy Orton gets the best of him.
Right.
What the fuck? You still can't get it right, motherfuckers. Who's writing for them? Road Dogg? I know Road Dogg's writing for them. Fix this shit, Road Dogg. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's like, dude, you know better.
And now they're stuck with boring Randy Orton, Blandy Borton as the fucking champion again. No one wants to see babyface Randy Orton.
No
one in this world wants to see that.
If he is even, I mean, I know he's probably, I don't think that was just a one-time SmackDown after WrestleMania moment. I can see Randy Orton getting booed from here on out, maybe until he loses that championship, because there was a lot of people. I was watching a lot of like reactions to WrestleMania after it happened. There were a lot of people in their videos saying like, why would you build Bray Wyatt up just to have him lose? Nobody really wanted Randy Orton to win that match. Like, that was insane.
Yeah, I agree. And yeah, I agree with you. And I agree with Zorpox the Destroyer. He just said, stupid, he even burnt Bray's house down. And he goes, and Bray not winning, Bray lost all stock for me. You know what I mean? Like, I still like Bray Wyatt, so I don't want to say that. But they continuously fuck him over. Like, what is the point of all this? It's because you still don't get him as a character. It's blatantly fucking obvious he's the next fucking Undertaker. Treat him like it.
Yeah.
Stop treating him like a fucking bum, man.
Yeah.
He wins a title, and we finally think, oh my God, they figured it out. They finally figured out the fucking Pythagorean theorem with fucking Bray Wyatt. And yet they still find some way to fuck it up. Oh, we got the sum. Here's the sum for the Pythagorean theorem. No, you fucked it up. You put the 1 where the 4 was supposed to go. So
dude, they've been doing this for a while too, because I remember feeling this same way, and it was like, I don't know if it was around the time I first subscribed to you. You were doing a review on, I think, a Bray Wyatt figure. It was either a Bray Wyatt or a Luke Harper Elite, and you were like, WWE still doesn't know how to use these guys. I remember you saying that in your
they don't. They have no idea what they're doing with them. They don't know whether they want to, like, remember when the Wyatt family broke up like 2 years ago?
Yeah.
And then they just got back together. It's like every 2 years, hey, let's break them up, and we'll get them back together. Break them up, and we'll get them back together. Break them up, now we get them back together. Well, what the fuck is the point of this? Where is this going? Now it's awkward. Luke Harper's teaming up with Randy Orton. They hate each other. Do you not know your own booking? Do you not watch your own show?
Right.
Why would in the world would Luke Harper ever want to help Randy Orton?
Yeah.
And I'm speaking about SmackDown. Why would he want to help him? He hated him. They had a match because they hated each other so much. And now they're teaming up like nothing happened? What the fuck sense does that make?
Right.
Okay. Illogical booking yet again. All right. Anyway, I don't want to get too off the hook here.
Yeah.
Moving on. Brock Lesnar defeated Goldberg. I don't care.
Oh man. You remember my message to you. They made this match longer, but I actually heard too many people giving this match credit.
It was 6 minutes.
There were 4 moves done. There was the spear, there was the suplex, the jackhammer, and the F5.
And suplexes.
That's it. I was like, wait, So you're not even gonna let these guys throw punches and kicks, nothing else, just their special move and finisher. Like it was fucking somebody put in a special code for 2K, and you were able to get all your specials and finishers like unlimited. Like that's what this was.
This was a joke for a main event, and they marketed it as a main event. I've watched old episodes of Monday Night Raw from 1993 to 95, and I've seen jobber matches go longer than this. This is an absolute fucking joke. We all knew what the end was anyway. We all knew what the finish was. We all knew Brock was going to win. This is nothing new. No one wanted to see this shit. They were booing Goldberg out of the building. He raises the title up in the beginning of the match. Boos. No one cares. You failed, WWE. You absolutely failed with this match. Failed.
It was 4 moves.
Four moves.
I don't think I've ever seen that before. I was like, this is
a main event match was 4 moves in 6 minutes. 4.
The only thing I could have made that, at least I would have accepted it better if it was Lesnar did 4 different moves and then there was a pin. But the fact that it was pretty much a back and forth of I'm gonna hit you with my like special move or whatever, one of my signatures, and then I'm gonna hit you with my finisher. That's all it was. It just kept doing that. I'm like,
it was terrible. It was absolutely
bad.
It wasn't. All right, hold on. Maybe I'm going a little overboard here. It wasn't the worst match on the card.
Oh no, it wasn't. But it was
now. But when you market a main event match towards the end of the night, and it's 6 minutes long, and it's 10 suplexes, a spear, a jackhammer, and an F5, that is not a main event match. Was it better than the 2004 match? Yes.
Oh, yeah. Was. Yeah.
I could have put on a better match than their 2004 match. And I'm terrible. So that's my problem with this match. It is not a main event match. It should have been like Sheamus versus Daniel Bryan for the world title those years ago. You want to do a squash match? You want to do a 6-minute boring, no one gives a fuck, we all know the outcome match? Put it in the fucking beginning or middle of the card. That's what you want to do. If you want to devalue the Universal Championship, which doesn't mean much anyway, do that shit in the middle of the card where nobody cares.
Yeah.
Keep it out of the end of the night.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's two of the major championship matches were not very good.
And they were also, this was also placed, I think that because of how quick the Goldberg-Lesnar match was, Universal should have went before the heavyweight title.
The WWE Championship is the most important title in the company.
Yeah, like
nobody is more important than the WWE or the WWE title. No one man, no 2 men.
Yeah. Because actually, the SmackDown Women's Championship should have been in the pre-show, but if you're not going to have it in the pre-show, it should have been the SmackDown Women's Championship match, the Universal, and then the heavyweight championship match. And actually, how that last, well, I get why they made the Undertaker thing last, but we'll get to that.
Yet again, illogical card booking here. We have Naomi winning. Not that I have a problem with Naomi winning. I'm glad she won. That's who I picked to win.
Yeah.
What I'm talking about is the placement of where this fucking match is. This match should have been in between John Cena and versus the Miz and Maurice and Nikki Bella.
Yeah.
John Cena and Nikki Bella versus Miz and Maurice. In between that match and Seth Rollins and Triple H. That's where this match this match made zero sense being towards the end of the card.
Right. I was actually waiting for it the whole night. I was like, damn. Because it made it seem like it was going to get, I thought they were going to cancel it or something. I was like, wow, I didn't know it would be this late in the card.
I mean, and it was rushed on top of that because you could tell that people, were falling asleep, I think, from being exhausted and cheering for, 6 hours?
Yeah.
And no one really, I think it was kind of quiet. Naomi won. She got kind of a pop. I was happy for her. I think she's probably athletically the most gifted person in this match. Yeah. She's fucking fantastic in the ring, man. She has gotten to, it's really few and far between moments where we get to see a person enter. Like what I picture Naomi as? She is the female Diamond Dallas Page.
Okay.
Not a lot of people, I think, expected a lot from her, and she came up as a fucking funkadactyl, for Christ's sake.
Right. I was thinking of that.
Yeah, so she came up as a funkadactyl, and look where she is now. She has gotten so much better in the ring. She is so talented, so athletic. She's smooth in the ring. She's not clunky. She's flexible. I think she's double jointed, so she can really sell a move. She does a lot better work. A lot more credit needs to go her way because she does a lot better work than people think she does.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's few and far between that we get to see that comeuppance, that rise from where you started to where you are now. You know what I mean? Like we saw that in Bret Hart. We saw that in Stone Cold. We saw that in Shawn Michaels. We've seen that with The Undertaker. We've seen people like that come up, and we don't see that a lot anymore. We just kind of see these bland guys that are just kind of here for a paycheck now.
Yep. Can I just add that I loved Mickie James' Tatanka look?
Oh, it was great. I loved it.
I love that.
I love it. I love Mickie James. My God. If I wasn't married and she wasn't married, me and that Mickie. Boy.
Dude, when I saw her, I was like, that is awesome.
I love her. She's fantastic. Becky Lynch had quite the look too, didn't she? With her?
Yeah. And she reminded me of I don't know what look she was.
She is one beautiful, naturally beautiful woman.
Oh yeah, hell yeah! She's one of my favorites. Like, not just wrestling wise.
Oh man, there's a lot of good looking women in this match. There's a lot of good looking. But let's go back to bland and boring, since we were talking bland and boring, and let's bring up Roman Reigns, the most bland, boring character I've ever seen in my life.
Dude,
Undertaker defeated the Undertaker. What else is there to say? Obvious. B, no one wants to see it. C, Roman Reigns' character is fucking terrible. Fucking worst character in WWE history. I'm telling you, the most boring vanilla shit you will ever see.
Dude, the spot in this match that just, I felt bad for the Undertaker because I think it was both of their faults, but they were trying to do the whole reversal on the tombstone, and he couldn't. Randy Orton couldn't get him up, or not say Randy Orton. Roman Reigns couldn't get him up. It was, and they tried it twice back to back, and it was so awkward. And so they just had to go in and like do something else. But I was just like, this is why Undertaker's retiring, because it was bad, man. And then the finish, not only that, but the finish of the match, yet again, was like a WWE 2K moment, because it just consisted of Roman Reigns doing the spear and then the Superman punch. The spear and the Superman punch, because he kept trying to pin him and he would kick out. And it was just, that's how the match ended, was just spears, Superman punches, and Undertaker was just getting back up, and then until he couldn't get up anymore, and that was it. That match was the only reason why I watched it, because I was going to stop watching it like you. Like when you just like, I'm not watching this match. But then when they announced JR, I wanted to hear JR again, because I miss him commentating, and that's what made me watch it again. It was actually nice hearing him again, but you could tell, because his wife just passed away, he wasn't totally, like there, and it's understandable, because as soon as I heard like what I heard from him, I was like, yeah, you know what, his wife recently passed away, so his heart is not 100% there, but it was nice hearing him commentate again. It was awesome.
Yeah. And that was all Undertaker. That was Mark wanted him to call his last match. So.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, I didn't know that.
But I don't think WWE was going to reach out to Jim Ross like that.
Man.
I did not watch this match, so I don't know. I've heard what happened. I've seen pictures. And this isn't me being a salty Mark. It's not me being that. Oh, what's up, Crash Override? How you doing, buddy? This for me was something I just didn't need to see. You know, it's like one of those moments in life where you know exactly what's going on. It's like watching a car crash. You know what I mean? It's like you want to look at it, but you don't want to see the aftermath. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're like, sure. I wanted to hear JR call maybe one more match, or I don't know how many matches left that he'll have to call. Especially, you know, you got to give it to JR for being a trooper. His wife just passing, what was it, a few days before WrestleMania. Yeah. So my heart goes out to fucking Jim Ross. I know he'll probably never watch this, but, you know, it's the right thing to say. And, you know, when you lose someone like that in the way that she lost her life,
right?
Brutal. Absolutely brutal. So, but you got to give it to JR for toughing it out and being a man of his word. And I know the Undertaker did ask JR to do that, and JR would be, you know, he's that kind of guy. As far as announcers go, I look up to him as an announcer. I still think next to Bobby the Brain Heenan and Gorilla Monsoon, Jim Ross and Jerry the King Lawler are my second favorite team of all time.
Yes.
So I did want to point that out and say that about JR. I'm kind of upset that I didn't see JR call his last match live, but at that same token, I did not need to see this match. I did not care to see this match. I knew it was going to happen. I knew it wasn't going to be a very good match because we have a guy that should have retired 3 or 4 years ago against a guy that really isn't all there character-wise, and B really isn't all there ring savvy-wise yet. He's still not there.
Yeah.
Now, granted, Roman Reigns does not have bad matches. He does not have. I should rephrase that. He does not have horrible matches. He has some bad matches. Everyone does. He's got a lot of mediocre matches. He might have a couple good matches. He does not have great matches. And I don't think he's ever going to be that guy that has great matches. I think he's going to be your typical. I don't even know if he'll get to John Cena status later on in his career. I don't know about that because there's a huge disconnect with this guy from the crowd and himself and the camera. There's 3 different types of. It's like a weird trifecta dichotomy going on here with people not liking who this guy is trying to portray, and I at times really don't think he knows what character he's trying to portray.
Yeah.
I think he's confused.
Yeah.
But I will give Roman this. He killed it on Monday Night Raw.
Oh, yeah, he just
It was perfect. It was absolutely perfect. He did the right thing. Roman Reigns walked into the ring on Monday Night Raw. Walks in. It's fucking deafening. Boo the shit out of him. Boo, 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 boo. They're screaming, "You're an asshole, F you, Roman. You suck. We hate you. Go away. Obsolete. Delete. All this shit."
There was
I mean, if they weren't throwing stones at this guy, they were throwing words. So if the words were stones, he would have been pelted to death. So, but he did the right thing. He picked up the mic every time he picked up the mic. Boo, boo, boo. Oh my God, it was awful. Saying all this nasty shit. Puts the mic down. Just looking around. He's not smiling. He's not smirking. He's not doing his fucking Jack and the Beanstalk horse shit. He's just standing there. brings the mic back up when they finally shut up. And these are heel moves right here.
Yeah.
These are whether you want to believe it or not, these are heel moves. This is what a heel does. I will wait until you are done. Then I will bring the mic up when I'm ready. Oh, you're going to boo me again? Okay, I'll stand here and wait. And there was a moment where he kind of just stood here like this.
Yeah.
And I'm clapping. It's the first time I've ever clapped anything Roman Reigns ever done. I'm clapping at the guy. I'm in front of my TV. I'm going like this. I'm like, good. This is what he needs to do.
Right.
Maybe they're learning. I don't know. Picks up the mic for a third time. Booing, and this time he doesn't care. And with disdain and disgust and fucking vile hate, this is my yard now.
Right.
Throws the mic down. I got the last word. Fuck you, crowd. Those are heel moves. That's what a heel is supposed to do.
Right.
It was brilliant. I don't know if he thought of doing that, which I would probably assume that maybe he thought of doing that. Because I don't trust WWE writers to think of something that clever.
To think of something, yes, right.
I think that he was like, I got to do something here. Because I'm not going to go out there John Cena style and I beat The Undertaker last night. You guys are going to like me now. No, that doesn't work. What he did worked, and I liked it. So, trust me, I'll shit on something when it needs to be shit on, but when it's good, I'll fucking point it out and I'll love it. Yeah. That was good. So, with that being said, I don't know what else, where to segue from there. Oh, NXT. You know what we'll do, because I don't want to go on too long here. And I want to hear what you have to say about Roman and The Undertaker and Roman on Monday Night Raw. Well, we'll continue the NXT talk. Maybe we should do, because I'm going to Florida next week for about a week. Maybe we'll do the NXT Takeover talk. We could probably do it tomorrow if you're free.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'm free tomorrow.
We'll do that. We'll do 2 days in a row. We'll do the NXT review, because I do want to spend some time on it, and I'm sure you do too. Because that was a really good pay-per-view.
That was it was really good.
It was really good.
I didn't want to speed through.
Yeah, if you guys haven't checked out NXT Takeover Orlando, go check it out, please. Go do yourself a favor, go watch it. It was good.
So I'm gonna do. Actually, you know what? I do want one. I gotta say one thing about Raw, because I'm never gonna do figure talk.
Yep.
I don't understand. Like, okay, when Vince came out, they cheered him. I'm gonna get to that. I do like the fact that they were, while he was trying to talk, they were saying Roman sucks because he's the guy that's trying to push him out in front of everybody. But with that being said, they know that he's the one that does this. I always hear so many fans, including us, we talk about our displeasure with the things that Vince is doing. Talk about how out of touch he is. But every single time he comes out to the ring, people cheer him. They sing his music. I was upset that they were cheering for this dude. I'm like, do you guys not realize that when you complain about wrestling, it's because of that dude?
Him! It's him!
Why are you cheering? Like,
and you see people going like this and shit.
Yes, I saw that kid do this. I'm like, no.
Don't do that.
No.
Boo him. Boo that man.
He should be booed instantly, man. Like, and it's every time he comes out to the ring, because he's every once in a while now, but he comes out and people cheer. I'm like, he's the one who's ruining this right now. Gee.
This is what I want to invent for wrestling fans, because nowadays everything has changed. A heel is not a heel like it was when we grew up watching heels.
Right.
A heel now is a fucking baby face that's forced in front of you. Okay, that's a heel. That's the transition from modern past heels to modern day heel. A heel isn't necessarily like the Miz all the time. What things have transitioned into is X-Pac heat. People didn't like fucking X-Pac for a different reason. Because no one wanted to see him anymore. Because he sucks and he's boring and no one wants to see his shit. No one wants to hear him talk.
Yeah.
That's what Roman Reigns has. He's got that kind of heat. But it's almost transitioned into something different. I'll be right down. It's almost transitioned into something different where it's not even X-Pac heat. It's like an amalgamation of original heat and X-Pac heat. And it's like they gave birth to this new kind of heat. I don't understand what it is. I don't even know what the fuck I just said. I think I just had a stroke. But my point with all of this is the fact that people not understanding that there is now natural heat with a guy. He's considered to the WWE as a heel and not a heel to you guys because he's not officially a heel. He hasn't done old style heel like tactics. The WWE view Roman Reigns right now as a heel. I have news for you, even though you don't.
Right.
So now there's a reason for this, and there's a reason. There's cause and effect. The reason why WWE is thinking this way, and I think this is why they're thinking this way, and the reason why they continue to book people like John Cena and Roman Reigns like this is because any reaction is a good reaction.
Yep.
Heel heat, exactly he doesn't need to be a heel because he is a heel by the crowd standards. They're booing him. If you want something to go away forever or change, don't make a sound.
Right.
What I would like to start is called turn the cheek movement. Okay? Now, this is my idea for turn the cheek. Okay? It's called turn the cheek movement. You simply do this. Imagine you're at Monday Night Raw and the house is packed, right? Everyone's cheering. We want Finn. Mm-hmm. We got chance of, whatever. Same bullshit from the crowd, Roman Reigns' music hits. He comes out, da-da, da-da. Now, instead of a thunderous applause of boos and hisses, we get this. You ready? I'm going to act it out for you. This is what we get. I'm standing up. Let's just say I'm standing up, right? You do this. Instead of booing him, just do this.
Right.
Don't say a word and turn your back to him. If everyone, could you imagine this? On Monday Night Raw, this would be like some sort of record or something. If everyone on Monday Night Raw didn't say a word every time Roman Reigns came out and they turned their backs to him, what does that tell WWE? If there's nothing, if it's like a fucking library in there and that's going on, WWE would change and give you what you wanted. Or just don't give a reaction. You don't even have to turn around.
And even when he wins, get silent. Even when he wins, just
silence.
Like just don't
absolute
care.
Silence. You could cheer during the match, boo him, cheer him, whatever you want to do during the match. If he wins the match, silence.
Yeah.
Dead silence.
They actually already do that to Nia Jax. Poor Nia.
That's because she hasn't been built right, but that's not her fault.
Yeah, she hasn't. Yeah, it's not her fault. But yeah,
she's a monster with the wrong entrance music.
Oh my god.
That entrance music is fucking god awful. It's god awful. But yeah, I know you had a lot more to say. I'm done with my ranting. I tend to go on a lot of rants, so I apologize. But
no, I was good. I just wanted to get that out. When people cheer, and I know people's logic is going to be, it's because of him we even have WWE right now and stuff like that. But I'm like, no, he's been screwing up, and you guys talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
But yet when he comes out to the ring, you cheer him. It'd be one thing if it was just me and you and our little bubble talking about Vince and we were the only ones, then I would get it. But when I hear all the podcasts and all of these reactions and they talk about Vince is out of touch, that's one of the things that they always say about him, but yet he comes out to the ring. It's the biggest pop ever.
Yeah. Exactly.
The biggest pop ever.
And the thing about Vince McMahon is that he's in his own little bubble. Speaking of bubbles, this is a guy that when Freddie Prinze Jr. was writing for the WWE, he's sitting on a plane watching a comedy. I don't know what it was. I think it was I don't know, some comedy. This is out of Freddie Prinze Jr.'s mouth now. Long story short, Freddie Prinze Jr. is sitting on a plane. He's watching a fucking comedy. Vince McMahon sits down next to Freddie Prinze Jr. to kind of rub elbows and shoot the shit. And he goes, Freddie, what you watching there? It's like, oh, I'm watching, The Good Guys. Yeah. He's like, oh, it's absolutely hilarious. You got to watch it. He's like, this is what Vince McMahon told Freddie Prinze Jr. He goes, oh, well, I've never heard of that, but you should be watching, you should watch Santino. He's the funniest guy I've ever seen. This is a guy that is so not only out of touch, but he's so stuck in his own little bubble. Mm-hmm. I don't think this guy watches movies. I don't think he watches anything outside of WWE.
Yeah.
This guy has no culture behind him. He doesn't know how to chill out, relax, and calm down. This is a guy that is regimented, that is competitive, that will cut the head of his mother off if he had to get whatever he needed to get. Look what he did with WCW. He gutted that company. He banished Jeff Jarrett away from the WWE. Like this is the type of guy that we're talking about. This guy has got an inferiority complex the size of fucking Mount Rushmore. Okay.
Yeah, it does.
It's huge. And you look at the proof is in the pudding. Look at his past dealings with people that have dissed the company and then come back. And the only reason he does that is so he's under they're under his thumb again. That's the only reason.
Oh yeah, because I actually heard and I was shocked by this. I was listening to a really old interview with Goldust, and he was talking about how Vince was an asshole. Like he was saying all kinds of stuff. Oh, yeah. And it's like now since he's like been back, it's like in the WWE after saying that, because I had never heard that interview before. I think I listened to it. It's probably like a couple months ago. I was like, damn, what was this interview? Then I looked in the comments. Everybody was saying this was like when he left the WWE, and I was like, wow. But yeah, man,
but this is who it is. This is who's running the company. A out of touch 72 or 73-year-old, however the fuck old he is, old as shit. Okay, and I got news for you. He's not going anywhere until he's dead, guys and girls. Like,
yeah,
he's not going anywhere until he passes on. So you're in for the long haul with this. You're in for the long haul with Roman Reigns. I got news for you. So I don't know. I don't really have much else to say. If you were to give this a 0 out of 10, what would you give this WrestleMania?
Ooh, I'm going to give it. I was when I first watched it, I had to relax. I had to just kind of let it all settle. I gave it a 3 out of 10. I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10. It still doesn't get over it's not even like an average grade for me. It's halfway there.
I'm gonna go.
To me, it was really bad.
It wasn't. You know what? It wasn't WrestleMania 32 bad. And it wasn't. I don't know. I really don't. I'm just gonna give it a fucking 5 too, because I'm gonna stick with a 5 because I don't think it was that good, and I don't think it was bad. So it's just mediocre for me, and 5 is mediocre.
Compared
to past WrestleManias, it's not in the discussion. I'm sorry.
Right.
It's not. No, it's just not.
And that's what I'm judging it off of. Like WrestleMania is like the event, and I don't think I've ever been that. Because you're right, 32 was bad. Like
it was horrible.
Thinking about it, 32 was bad, but it was just something about this one. Maybe it's because of how long this one was that also wwent against it. It was really
that
long.
And the illogical card booking.
Yeah, and yes, in the car, and that's for me what takes it like it's It's one of the worst WrestleManias, man, in the history of WrestleMania. It's one of the worst. I was like when it was over, I was telling my girl, I was like, I could watch WrestleMania 2 over and over again over this shit.
Yeah.
Like,
but look at it. Look at the trend here. 3 years in a row. 3 years in a row. Look at this. No one wanted to see Roman in the fucking main event. And where is he? He's in the fucking main event.
Yep.
Guys and girls, he's not going anywhere. He's going to be in the main event next year against Brock Lesnar. Prepare yourselves. He's going to beat him.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, don't watch it. It's that simple. It's so simple. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Just don't watch it. I'm not saying don't watch the whole WrestleMania. Turn that shit off. They do.
When he wrestles.
When he wrestles, turn it off. You don't like it. Just don't watch it.
Because the thing is, the beauty about today is that we don't have to worry about the ridiculous $60 pay-per-view prices. When you got a network, you can just turn it off. Just turn it off.
Turn it off, man.
When his match comes on.
Yeah, it's not like the days where we're paying $60, $70 for a fucking WrestleMania.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I remember, what was it? 1 year it was like $80 or some shit. I was like, fuck this. Fuck this shit. What was that? I think it was like WrestleMania 28 or some shit. It was like $80 or some crap.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? When did this happen? Yeah, it's a mediocre fucking WrestleMania. That's all it is. There wasn't anything when you take this card, and I've seen people giving this WrestleMania 8s and 9s. I'm like, what are you comparing this to?
Oh my God! Thank you for saying that. That's what I wanted to bring up too. When the pay-per-view was over, and look, I'm not trying to be that guy. Look, I respect everybody's opinion. First and foremost, I just want to get that out the way. You can like whatever you want to like. You can disagree with our scores. That is fine. But at the end of the day, it's like, what WrestleMania are you comparing this to make it an 8 or 9 out of 10? But this is what made it worse. Not only were people giving this WrestleMania an 8 or 9 out of 10, they were kind of dissing the pay-per-view, and then at the end of it saying, I give it about an 8.
Yeah.
I was like, but I didn't even hear you really say anything good. But you give it an 8?
Yeah.
How? Like, your reaction doesn't even make sense of the grade that you gave it. Like,
if this match was an 8 or a 9, they would have had at least one match on this card, and there was not one, by the way.
Right.
They would have had one match, just one, that was equal or just below Michaels and Taker. But there wasn't one on there.
Not at all.
So it's not an 8 or a 9. It'll never be an 8 or a 9. It won't be an 8 or a 9.
It's like I felt like people either had to go, I don't know, all in for loving it or all in for hating it. Nobody wanted to be in the middle. That's just kind of what it felt like. Nobody really wanted to be in the middle. But at the same time, it also felt like nobody really wanted to hate it. But exactly. I'm like, when you look, if you're a wrestling fan for years, there's no way that WrestleMania was an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
There's no way. I'm sorry. There's no way. I'm like,
I was looking for something. I was looking for like an Angle Michaels reaction type match. I was looking for Austin Bret Hart WrestleMania 13 style match. There's not one of those on this card. So I can't give it more than a mediocre score.
Right.
I'm not giving it a 6 or a 7 because it's not there. It's just not. Were there because
there was some
decent matches? Yeah.
And I was getting ready to talk about the decent matches, and I think the reason why there were some standouts, because there were, but when you compare it to the other matches, it's like, of course you're gonna have some standouts compared to the matches that were just awful.
Yeah.
And through that card, it was like, yeah, you're gonna have some ones that stand out, but none of them were like a game changer. Nothing was really
and it didn't seem like it didn't seem like everyone was into it. It just seemed like,
yes,
we're here to get the big money. We're here for the big paycheck. Yeah. Let's go have mediocre matches. Yep. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It just it didn't have that WrestleMania feel to me.
Right.
You know, it didn't.
Yeah, you said it. You said it perfectly.
It was long. It felt that long.
It was long.
Yeah, it was long. It felt like WrestleMania that way, but it didn't feel like WrestleMania the good way. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I'm looking forward to the next match. I'm just like, what's the next match? I don't know. I was kind of checked out. Even my wife was like, "This is kind of boring. Like, how much is left?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Hun, it's 10 o'clock and there's 4 matches left." She's like, "Oh my God, I'm going to bed."
Like my brother went. I think he just missed the main event because I texted him during it. He was like, "I'm going to sleep."
Yeah.
Like it was, but me and him were texting each other. Like while I was messaging you, me and my brother were texting each other. Like almost simultaneously, we would be like, "Yeah, this match is boring." I'm like, I'm checked out of most of them. Like,
there's no reason for 13 matches on a card. It's just unnecessary.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't play 13 matches on fucking WWE 2K.
Yeah, right.
Like what the fuck? And the other knock that I have against this card is the fact that you had all of this talent that you did not have last year.
Yep.
And you somehow fucked it up.
Yeah.
Like you still fucked it up. You had Randy Orton back, you had Bray Wyatt, you had everybody. You had AJ Styles.
Yeah, because there were so many injuries.
You could have called up Nakamura. You could have.
Yeah.
Because you did it. You did it 2 nights later.
Yeah.
You could have had a match with Styles versus Nakamura at WrestleMania, and that would have maybe saved the show. Maybe I would have given it a 6 or a 7. You know
that would have been a really good match, actually.
Yeah, it would have been fucking. This should be the fucking main event for the title.
That's what we should have been wrestling, man. Somebody like that.
I think we'll eventually get that down the road. And if they would have called up Nakamura after his first loss to Joe for the title, which is what I think Nakamura should have done instead of flip-flopping the title in NXT. It would have made things a lot more exciting. You could have had enough time to build AJ versus Nakamura for the title and never given it up to John Cena and went through that whole rigmarole of that. You could have had Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton versus Luke Harper in a triple threat match for the Wyatt family feud. You could have done that for a non-title match and then given Bray the title later on, maybe at SummerSlam against AJ or Nakamura, whatever you want to do. But to me, I think the best wrestler gets the title, and the best wrestler does not have the title.
Right.
So that's just my opinion. That's what I think. So I don't know. That's pretty much all I have to say. I don't have anything else left to say. I think what we'll do is, if it's okay with you, if you want to save the, we'll do NXT talk and we'll do action figure talk tomorrow at 7 o'clock.
Okay, cool.
We'll start at 7 again, and we'll go till like around 9 o'clock, and we'll talk about NXT, and because God, I can't wait to talk about that. That was a good match for the gutted roster that poor place has. But I do want to talk about figures, and not just wrestling figures, but we're going to talk about a whole bunch of figures.
Yeah.
What we're looking forward to, what we've recently bought. We're going to talk about, WWE figures. We're going to talk about anything under the sun. So stay tuned for that tomorrow, 7 o'clock. And, Soul Drum, you have anything else to say?
No, man, that's about it.
That's it?
I'm good.
I almost bought the Hot Toys Finn, but
oh, for real?
Yeah, because he's like my second favorite character in the The Force Awakens. It's Kylo, then Finn, and I almost got it, but I was like, I better not do that right now. We're about to go to Star Wars Celebration in a week, so I gotta save my money.
Did you buy Rogue One yet?
Oh yeah, got it right away. I did pick up.
All right, cool. Yeah.
I did pick up that the box set Vader.
Oh, okay.
That was at Target.
Yeah.
Check your Target. Actually, you know what I'll do right now, in case anyone wants the DCPI number. Off the top of my head, I'm pretty sure it's 087 06 7986 is the DCPI number at Target. You can go on brickseek.com, brick, BRICKSEEK.com, and type in the DCPI number for Target. And like I said, yet again, it's 087 06 7986. That's the DCPI for the Vader exclusive 40th anniversary pack. It comes with the 40th anniversary Darth Vader in his A New Hope attire, and it also comes with the 1970 style display stands that the 1970s figures came with. I think it was a mail away thing. I can't remember, but
yeah.
But that's a DCPI. You can go check it and see if they're in stock in your area, and then you can go pick it up instead of having to hunt them down the old-fashioned way. So there's that, in case you were curious about that. I'll actually put BrickSeek in the chat so everyone knows what I'm talking about. There you go, BrickSeek and then .com. I don't think I can put links in the chat, so or maybe I can. I'll try it. Yep, I can. Okay, there you go. But there you go. Definitely check out SoulDrum86's channel. He's got a fantastic channel, and it's growing, by the way. I've noticed that you're growing, which is great.
Yeah.
He needs to grow more. He needs to grow more, you know what I mean? We all need to grow more. So definitely sub to SoulDrum86. He does a lot of action figure reviews, and he's a fantastic guy, and he's a good friend that is helping me out pull the weight in this fucking podcast here that we have. But definitely check out his channel, and yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow, and we'll see you on the flip side.
Peace.